What's up, guys? In today's video we're going to be going over which one is more important in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Is it ADS speed or is it recoil control? Which one is actually more essential, which one is actually more important in the game itself, and which one will actually make you a better player if you rely on which one. Now, before we get to that, I want you guys to subscribe if you haven't already, to drop that thumbs up in today's video, and then comment down below what your personal opinion is on ADS speed versus recoil control. But anyways, guys, much love once again. Let's get right into this. Now, the first thing that I want to say to you guys is I used to be a recoil control type person all the way, because honestly I felt like if your gun had less bounce to it, then you're able to hit more of your shot, and etc, etc, etc. But the more that I've realized that I'm a running gunner, like I do have my points to where like I have to sit still and like, you know, collect myself and actually try to basically gain more momentum. And if I have to get my bearings, I do have to sit still for a little bit. So I do understand that, like especially if you're nuking out and stuff, I get that. But what I've realized with being a running gunner, you need to rely more on ADS. So with all my class setups recently, you've been noticing that I run the stock that is no stock, and that increases your movement speed and your ADS speed a lot more, and then it basically makes your recoil control a lot less. So with this, if you guys don't know, ADS speed is how fast you aim down your sights. That's hence ADS speed. But what I really want to say is, if you load your gun up with stuff that increases your ADS speed, for instance, stippled grip tape, no stock, even some compensators and stuff like that, they will actually help you increase your ADS speed. Even lasers apparently will help you increase your ADS speed as well. But what I like to stick to would be stipple grip tape and the no stock. That's what I heavily rely on in this game, is stipple grip tape and no stock on all of my class setups, regardless of what they are. Now, another thing as well, guys, is reloading fast is another thing as well when it comes to running gunning, but we're not going to get into that part today because we're just talking about ADS speed and recoil control. But anyways, so what I like to do with all my class setups now is taking off the barrel and then putting it with stipple grip tape and no stock. That's what I heavily rely on. Now, the one thing I can say is, if you are trying to rely on recoil control, I would say always put on a vertical foregrip. I do want to say this as well. If you guys are going for more ADS speed, you have to be a running gunner, or you can be a mid-range player. If your guys are going for more recoil control, I would say make sure that you are a long-range player, because you're not really going to have to be aiming down sights as fast as everybody else, because you're already ADSing. Whenever you're playing a long range game, you're already aiming down your sights, waiting for people to cross you. So unless you're a long range player, do not worry about ADS speed. So if you are a long range player, I would say that recoil control takes the cake here, and basically recoil control is the best thing for anyone who is playing long range. But if you're a medium to fast paced player, then I would say to actually rely more on ADS speed, because your recoil control you can actually work on. You become better at hitting all your shots, because if you basically take off your grips and all this other type of stuff, then you're going to start noticing that, yeah, your gun does bounce a lot more, but since you're able to actually pull your gun up a lot faster, you're going to be able to actually hit more shots than the enemy is, because you're pulling your gun up a lot faster than what they will be. Even if you're hitting them from a distance, start bursting your shots. If you're trying to hit people from a distance, don't just full auto that thing, because if you full auto that thing, of course it's going to have a lot of bounce to it. So if you semi-auto your gun, if you burst shot your gun, or anything like that, if you're hitting somebody from a distance, you'll notice that you're actually going to be hitting a lot more of your shots, and you're not really going to care too much about the recoil anymore, because if you're right up in people's faces, you're not really needing to control your recoil as much as you were. So with that being said, I think that if you're a if you're a fast-paced player, and you are basically running and gunning non-stop, even if you're a medium range player, I think ADS speed is the best thing for you going over recoil control. So with that being said, I want you guys to start challenging yourself and taking off your vertical foregrips and everything like that, your underbarrels basically, and try to put on stippled grip tape and the stock, no stock, and watch the difference in your guys' gameplay, and watch the difference in how fast your gun pulls up, regardless of which gun you're actually running. Now, another thing as well is, if you guys are worried about not being able to hit your shots without a underbarrel on your gun, then start challenging yourself in a custom game against veteran bots, and try to get your shot on point, and try to get used to running with no underbarrel on your weapon. Because if you do this, guys, I promise you it opens up a lot more doors. Because, like, say for instance, if you wanted an extra thing for a perk on your gun, or if you wanted a sight, or if you wanted a longer barrel, this also does help you guys, and it frees up an extra attachment on your gun. Now, with that being said, I want you guys to let me know down in the comments below what your personal thoughts are about ADS speed versus recoil control, and if you guys think that I'm honestly just wrong in every aspect possible, because everybody has different opinions than me. But I have noticed that my gameplay has technically improved a lot ever since I've realized this, and I haven't relied too much on recoil control. But anyways, guys, that does it for today's video. Make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't already, to drop that thumbs up once again. Peace.